Hello, friends. Chris Corsi here, president of Thrive Today, and I want to welcome you to the Relational Skills in Real Life podcast. Friends, I'm glad you're here. Today's focus is on counseling, and you know what? How relational skills can really help in a therapy setting or in a counseling setting. And we have a master therapist with us today. I'm very excited about my friend Monica Maurer. Monica is a therapist who's been serving people and counselors and training others for a long time. I've had the pleasure of knowing Monica for a number of years now. And Monica is a Thrive graduate. So it's been fun getting to know her over the years. And you know what? Monica has been using the life model, training other therapists, but also using the life model and relational skills, working with those precious ones that she serves, using the training in groups. I'm going to let you hear from Monica as she shares her story today.
In my personal life, what I've noticed is just higher levels of joy and enjoyment to be with others, to be with myself, to be with God, an ability to stay connected in the presence of God and kind of live in that space so that, anytime my joy levels are dipping, I know what to do to kind of get it back, how to be with God and others in order to stabilize myself, even in difficult situations. And so it's been wonderful in my personal life with my family. I've learned how to build joyful community around myself, which has been awesome. I think being being in the space of, not knowing what skills I didn't have versus learning the skills, applying them. um, I can see a stark contrast between the two. I think I was very lonely for a lot of my life, even though there were a lot of people around. And it's given me the space of knowing how to remedy that, know how to invite other people into my world, other people who want to do life with me, who want to do the same thing, who maybe were lonely before as well, we're finding this place of belonging with one another that's truly satisfying our souls. And that makes a huge difference for how I'm coming to the table with my clients. I get so excited about this stuff. My clients crack up. They're like, why are they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm so excited because you're excited. But soon enough they learn as we work together. And I definitely see, in my individual sessions that it's very helpful for clients when I'm talking about the relational skills and teaching a skill. In fact, today I started going through transforming fellowship with someone, and she was very excited about the thoughts of how she's going to be able to apply this in her family, etc. But where I really see the difference is in the group settings. So I have several women's group therapy opportunities that are ongoing in my practice, and these ladies absolutely, it's their main place of belonging, that we're learning the skills together, we're growing skills together. They feel more joy, a lot of them, than they ever have in any other setting. And then they're taking it to their families and their communities. I say to them, this is an incubator. What we're doing here is for the purpose of us and what we're doing, of course, but the even more, or even beyond that, is this opportunity we have to build joy in our communities, our families, our neighborhoods, our churches, etc. Because even though, we know, even though even in Christian communities, there are oftentimes a lot of low joy experiences we're having, and we're doing our best, but we're not experiencing the fullness that God says that we can. So the brain relational skills have really helped my clients to see that. They love the group time that we have together, and then they are having testimonials of how it's impacting them in their communities, and even going off and kind of forming their own spaces where they have groups and belonging. So I can't say really enough about it. To me, this is everything. I'm so thankful for Wilder developing these skills and for Chris and Jen taking these to the next level into the world because I mean, I really think in terms of psychotherapy and how we do therapy that these are kind of ground level root concepts that if we can get them as therapists, that it's going to truly be the right brain psychotherapy that Alan Shore and Dan Siegel are talking about. Um, it's such a gift that Wilder was able to access this information so early and formulate these concepts so that we can, as a Christian community, we can learn these skills, practice them because the ability for these things to change culture is is beyond, I think, what we can even fully recognize. I think as therapists, we are silent influencers. We often aren't, on stages or, you know, all the time on social media. Most of us are just sitting in our offices talking to one person at a time or a small group at a time. But the effect that our person can have on another person is very uh in intense because people are coming to us in vulnerability. Their minds, their hearts are open. There's this special bond that they have where they can share all in a non-judgmental space. And if they are being met with a gentle protector brain who can actually love them through the lens of Christ and not get triggered in our own stuff because we've done our work and we've learned the skills, I think that the impact is beyond what we could possibly recognize. So thank you, Chris and Jen, Dr. Wilder, for this amazing work.
Well, wasn't that something? Monica shared her heart here about her own journey using the life model and using relational skills in her life and in her practice. And you know what? I really appreciated Monica's just her heart, her vulnerability, her transparency, that she's been using these tools and these resources. She's using them in her own life, in her own family and community, and especially with those that she's serving. And so Monica highlighted how we could build some joyful community using this material and using relational skills and how people are feeling the impact, both seeing Monica's excitement for the relational skills, but also they're feeling it. The people she's serving and loving on, they're growing good stuff in their life. They're growing good stuff in their healing. They're growing more joy. Their relationships are being touched and transformed because of what Monica's doing there with her practice and her team. And I really appreciated her vulnerability around her own journey with loneliness and just how, it's very neat to hear her journey because I can see how in her own journey of using life model and relational skills, that is now deeply impacting how well she can walk with other people and serve people and create safety with those that she's serving. You know what, friends? I'm a big believer that it's in our own experience and our own growth that we often have the most to give other people. And so I really just appreciated Monica's candor in sharing these things and sharing her experience. You know what? She's working and giving life from the deep reservoir of joy that she's grown in her own life. Monica's joy exudes and you can see it, you can feel it, and it's really impacting those that she loves and those that she serves. I really appreciated Monica's just experience with the groups that she's running and how people are creating belonging around them as people learn relational skills. Monica's creating a joyful atmosphere for people. And you know what? It's showing and people are feeling it and people are growing more joy than ever. That's a big deal. We don't take that lightly when people share how deeply impacted they've been by learning relational skills. That's a big deal. And you know what? I'm so grateful for Monica and her work. Therapists and counselors need these skills. And so, what Monica is doing is not only is she living the life model and living these relational skills, she's helping people to learn these skills as well. And you know what? Monica's testimony really does bring home the blessing of faithfulness. So when we're faithful to love our others well and serve them well, that creates the safety for people to blossom. And you know what? As we think about, growing relational skills in our own life and learning the life model, I think Monica's example really brings it home for us that we have to grow relational skills in our own lives and updating our own character with relational skills so that these skills become part of the fabric of how we do life in relationships with people. And so relational skills are an excellent tool to use to help people heal and grow joy. And they're also great ways and methods to help us be able to live relationally with joy and peace. Because you know what? Part of the safety that Monica creates is being her relational self. She loves well. She's glad to be together. People feel seen, heard, and understood. And you know what? I'm grateful for Monica's work. She and her team work at the Center for Transformation, and the website is cftinstitute.com. You know what? You can learn more about Monica's work. She has great podcasts. She's an excellent teacher. Her team's doing good stuff. And you know, at Thrive Today, we've done some things to really help my counseling friends. We've done a webinar, we've done a counseling event, we have Foundational 5 habit builder courses to help grow capacity. We even have a healing series that are all in the show notes today. But friends, as you walk out today, you're going to interact with people. You're going to interact with God in some ways. And you know what? How those interactions go really comes down to our ability to learn and use relational skills so that we can grow some joy, we can rest, we can reflect on the good stuff and not get stuck being critical or judgmental. We can learn to make our relationships work. We can learn to grow joy and return to joy when things go wrong. We can be the people that God created us to be relationally. And I hope that this encourages you today that there is hope and joy is always just a smile away.